Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to the show. Today I got a little bit of a news bulletin featuring the Columbus, Ohio death metal band Sanguisugabogg. They've been stolen from, ripped off from, and being dragged through the mud. Today I got all the details regarding that story. My name is Dan Frampton. This is Punk News Now. Likes and subs, let's go. Okay, yeah, so like I just said in the cold open, we're going to be talking about a little bit of a band called Sanguisugabogg, or as I call them, Sandwich Sugar Boat. Over the last 4 or 5 years, these guys have picked up a massive amount of steam out there on the road. They are relentlessly touring, and they've been involved in a feud with Ronnie Radke. These guys have a way of keeping their nose in the news, and it always seems to be against their will. They get a whole bunch of accidental press that is actually causing them to get bigger than they would have been to begin with. A lot of fortuitous luck coming their way when it comes to this kind of stuff. It was actually great that Ronnie Radke started talking a bunch of shit to them. It put their profile way higher. Then there were a couple other situations that are escaping my mind at the top of it right now. And today we're going to be talking about another situation because there's this really big streetwear company. They make clothing, and today they just put Sandwich Sugar Boat's logo right on a jacket. Blatantly. It is absolutely 100% their logo being repurposed without their permission, without any compensation, on a jacket in a brand that is big enough to be featured in Grand Theft Auto. Revenge is the name of the company, and I think that's fitting because Sandwich Sugar Boat should take some revenge on this design. Anyway, let's take a look at it over here. So what they did is they took the Sandwich Sugar Boat logo, they turned it on its side, and they stretched it. There is no mistaking. I know it might seem like a bunch of squiggly lines and be like, those could be any squiggly lines. But there are some parts of the logo that match 100%. The middle of the logo here on the jacket is obscured, but if you look at the bottom corner, those drips that are coming out of the bottom, they're the exact same drips, drip for drip from the official logo. And same with the top of the logo. These are very easily distinguishing marks that you can tell, yeah, they just took the logo, put it into Photoshop, stretched it, made an embroider pattern out of it, and then embroidered that pattern onto a jacket. All without any permission, without asking, without anything, as if they're not gonna notice. It's their logo. What the fuck do you mean? And they were probably thinking they're gonna be pretty cute, being like, oh man, copyright lawyers, trademark law aren't gonna be able to tell the difference between your squiggly lines and my squiggly lines. These are just a bunch of squiggly lines. But nah, those are Sandwich Sugar Boat squiggly lines. So Sanguisugabogg also made a post about it where they said, damn, we got an unofficial Revenge Sanguisugabogg collab before Grand Theft Auto 6, which was a little bit of a joke, and the people in the comments were like, oh, this is so sick, you guys got a fucking awesome collab, hey, it's so awesome, guys, you guys are so famous, I love it. But then they came back on and were like, edit. For the record, they took our logo without any of us knowing. A huge streetwear company, big in hip-hop, seen on games like GTA 5. And then they show a couple zoomed in portions where you can clearly tell that it is their logo that they fucking stole from. And then the jacket, if you flip it around and look in the reverse, on the back of it, they put this cute little Anarchy logo, again, with the Sandwich Sugar Boat logo, just plastered all the way across it. Blatant theft. Blatant plagiarism. You guys are a streetwear company. You guys are supposed to be graphic designers, illustrators, artists, and you're just out there stealing from a death metal band? Yeah, they might be one of the cooler death metal bands out there right now, and they might have one of the more iconic death metal logos to ever exist, but those would all be reasons for you to want to reach out to them. They're hard-working people out there on the road grinding. Nose to the grindstone January to December, these guys. But Revenge were probably like, oh, they're just a small little punk rock band. They're not even gonna notice. Who's gonna notice? We're gonna get away with this. We have so much money for our lawyers, and I bet they're not even gonna get lawyers. We are going to get away with this. And I'll tell you right now, people, yeah, they're gonna get away with it. And I think that Sandwich Sugar Boat's just gonna let them get away with it. Because what are they gonna do? Are they gonna fight it? I don't think so. That's gonna cost so much fucking money. In the post here, it says, next time, tag us. So that really doesn't suggest a cease and desist. That doesn't suggest lawyers. That doesn't suggest anything. That's just like, all right, make your little jackets. Just next time you make one, tag us in it. But I really do think that Sanguisugabogg over here should intimidate Revenge a little bit. Legally. Send a cute little cease and desist and see what they do with it. Just be like, hey dudes, how about you stop using our logo? Or You can use our logo, but a nice little 5% royalty would be really nice. Put a little QR code so people can scan it and it leads them to their record. All of those things would be great little caveats to add to this little deal. And then Revenge and Sanguisugabogg, they could exist, cohabitate in harmony. But for some reason, Sanguisugabogg always finds himself accidentally right in the middle of drama. And they never seem to be the cause or the reason for it, which is weird because they really do seem like a very toxic death metal band, which they shouldn't change. That just adds to the appeal of the band. But you'd think that these toxic dudes in this toxic band would be the ones making all this toxic drama, but that's just like not the case. Ronnie Radke will go after him one time. Now this gigantic streetwear company is gonna go after them another time. And this streetwear company, they're like hip hop. So to put a death metal logo on the front and an anarchy logo on the back just seems like poser tourism to me, right? But on the other hand, they're like, no, we're gonna get the Trippy Red fans. This is about the rage trap music fans or whatever. Which I don't know, man. Does this appeal to them? I'm not exactly sure. Because they've taken 3 iconic things from the punk rock DIY world and are now trying to sell them as high label street fashion. You take the death metal logo, you take the anarchy sign, and you take the Letterman jacket itself, all very iconic DIY punk rock underground metal elements, and you're just yoinking them for yourself? Pretty fucked up. There are some hardcore bands that take from the hip hop world, so I guess it goes 2 ways. Ever hear of Gridiron? This situation is super fucked up, and I do not support Revenge in any way, shape, or form. But I do support Revenge, if that makes sense. But you know what else I believe in? Halloween parties, because I'm throwing one tomorrow on this channel, and you're all invited. I'm gonna be in costume all day long on this channel, October 31st. So if you wanna see what I'm gonna be dressing up as, you're gonna need to be tuning into the stream tomorrow. We'll be wearing costumes, we'll be taking requests, we'll be listening to music, playing games, taking challenges. I might even try to think of more games and incentives and goals and that kind of thing. But either way, tomorrow, October 31st, right here, Halloween party. Show up in your costume, come see what I'm wearing. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a big stream, so I'm gonna be live pretty much all day, from like late morning to early evening kind of thing. So show up in your costume with a bunch of candy and let's rot our brains and teeth together. Thank you for watching this video. Okay, goodbye, see you later, and have a good one.